Hi, we're back with K-pop. Yeah. Anyway, I reacted to the Mama nominations. Part of the reason was because I saw this video on YouTube and also a couple of other videos of people complaining. I only saw the thumbnail of this one and I was like, what did Mama do this time? And I decided to react to the nominations to see exactly what everybody's talking about. The video, you can check it out on my account if you're curious. But I am curious about this point of view. No idea what to expect in this. I want to know why it's not messing. I did see why some of it wasn't messing, honestly.
Actually, Mama, this.
Let's see if I agree with what this person is saying.
Hi, Mama 2025 didn't
They
roll
might
in.
know more than
They
me.
crash-landed face-first into the buffet and called it a reinvention. And what's the first stunt on their annual clown show? Best New Artist, a category they tossed in a blender just for the drama. No more boy group versus girl group split. Nope, just 10 rookies in a blood-soaked cage match for one crown. AHOF, all-day project, Baby Don't Cry, Close
Fair.
Your Eyes, Cordis. Hearts to Hearts, I Did, Isna, Kickflip and Kiki, One Pit, 10 brands, no life jackets, snack on each other's ankles girlies, the cameras are rolling. And Mnet acting like this is progressive? Girl, don't piss on my leg and call it equity. They pulled this same co-ed woke cosplay back in 2014 when Akma blew up. Funny how gender is fluid only starts trending when a co-ed group actually charts, huh? The second a mixed group gains real traction, suddenly we're all one big happy rookie family fighting for scraps. It's not inclusive, it's strategic. The second a co-ed group gets heat, Mnet hits the category merge like a panic button, and poof. All structural fairness gone. A magician never reveals their trick, but Mama doesn't even bother hiding the wires. And speaking of rigged wires, the voting system got butchered like a back alley facelift. Judges now count for 40%, up from 20. Korean digitals, 20%. Global digitals, 10%. Physicals, 30%. So what are we left with? A numbers salad tossed with vibes and bias. Half the score is now pure feelings from a panel of tastemakers with calculators duct taped to their egos. They literally said, oh, the public ain't streaming the winner we picked? Let's just double the judge weight and shove them across the finish line. And make no mistake, All Day Project is the one with the tiara in the envelope. The numbers ain't numbering. So they juiced the panel like a desperate producer in a ratings crash. This isn't a scoreboard, it's a rigged slot machine with industry favorite set as the jackpot. Let's crack open the actual numbers. Because data still exists even if Mama's out here smearing Vaseline on the scoreboard and calling it aesthetics. Look past the mood boards and judge fluff, and it's clear this rookie race has actual contenders. Hearts to Hearts, Miss Consistency, great digitals, strong album sales, and they're sitting on the highest Spotify count in the whole pack with over 156 million. Kickflip, million sellers, the only ones in this lineup, but they had 3 EPs, so of course their physicals dwarf everyone. All Day Project, digitals for days, their streams hit like a frying pan to the forehead. But don't look at their album numbers unless you want to cry. Cordis on the other hand were born late, August-September babies, which in Mama terms is like showing up to the race after the medals are already handed out. But even with that disadvantage, they posted 620K in debut album sales, best of the class, and over 100 million Spotify streams, which is ridiculous considering they had maybe a quarter of the year to work with. Give them 12 months, they'd be running laps around everyone. But timing is the silent assassin, and eligibility windows don't care about your momentum. Under the old waiting, Cordis's late-year digital climb had more oxygen. Now global digitals are haircut to 10%. Korean digitals sit at 20%, so domestic platforms count roughly twice as much as overseas. And relative to before, you're looking at about a 1.67x bump in Korean importance. That punishes late bloomers and groups whose traction exploded globally after debut month. Cordis are not weak digitally, they're just time-gated, and Mama happily locked the gate. And here's the gag. By merging male, female and co-ed rookies, Mama smooshed all the frontrunners into a tighter visual spread on the scoreboard. Then gave themselves a fat 40% judge lever to yeet whoever they feel like into the winner's circle. Kickflip's album dominance, Hearts to Hearts across the board reliability, All Day Project's digital sledgehammer, Cordis's speedrun rise, every angle now looks close on paper. But the second half of the race? That's vibes, baby. And guess who's holding the vibe check cards? The sponsor is CJENM, the show's own parent empire, conveniently part of the family tree tied to the biggest corporations in the country, including Samsung, Hi Annie Moon. So everyone is already side-eyeing Chable Gravity. People will say it if All Day Project wins. Co-ed moment, Korean public loves them, and yes, Annie's background. Because we all know how this industry fetishizes a last name that opens doors like a retina scanner. If Cordis wins, the chorus is Hi Bought It. If All Day Project wins, it's Chable Pixie Dust. If Hearts to Hearts win, it's panel chased credibility optics. If Kickflip wins, it's physical sales mafia strikes again. See the game, it's not a ceremony, it's a soap opera. You're not picking the best rookie, you're staging a gladiator match and tossing the crown based on who fits the storyline best. And the worst part? We'll still watch. Because that's the game and mama plays dirty like it's a love language. The obvious sacrilege Alonia is sending me. Scrapping gendered rookie categories sounds progressive on paper, but it's really just lazy sabotage dressed as reform. Boy and girl groups do not operate in the same economy. Boy group stands flood physical sales like it's their religion. Girl groups tend to own digital longevity. Fandom behaviors are straight up coded differently, and the infrastructure around how they're trained, launched, and hyped isn't even parallel. But sure, go ahead and throw them all in one pool with no adjustment whatsoever. And act shocked when one side steamrolls the other unless the panel decides to play dirty. And look what just doubled in influence this year. The panel. I don't even hate the idea in theory. What I hate is pulling the trigger exactly when the math doesn't fit your narrative and flipping the back end so your favorite outcome magically floats to the top. It's a rigged coin toss where you already greased one side. A magician's force. Pick any card, girl, you're already holding mine. I know that personal feelings aside, All Day Project were the moment in Korea. They 100% deserve the nomination. But let's not lie to ourselves. Their album sales are dust compared to the rest. And if the judges weren't juiced up to 40%, they'd be sweating. That score boost is built to carry them across the finish line. CJENM. The show's sugar daddy and Judge Plug runs the whole system like a family reunion with corporate perks. Nobody trusts this panel. Nobody believes these criteria are objective, unless they release judge breakdowns with cold hard numbers. And we all know they won't. It's rigged in spirit even if it's fair on paper. Smoke and mirrors are standard operating procedure. Mama taught us that. Fans will scream either way, and every outcome will come with side eyes and Reddit essays. Look, I don't need gendered categories forever. But I'm not clapping for a fake merger that conveniently sabotage groups with different achievement curves and hacks the weighting in the same breath. This ain't equity. So yeah, my envelope prediction? All Day Project walks it. They're the industry darling with the right story, and the judges are fully armed to make it happen. Who should win on merit? Hearts to hearts, end of discussion. But mama really said you know what this awards season needs? More rage bait, like it's a marketing strategy. The other categories are pure clownery with a production budget. Best Dance Performance Male Solo? Mark's 1999, Keys Hunter, Kai's Wait on Me, J-Hope's Mona Lisa, and then, boom, G-Dragon's Too Bad. G-Dragon?
Why is
hit
he
our
there?
head on 2013?
I was also
Y'all do
confused.
realize even G-Dragon himself said giving him a dance trophy is insane, right? This is the same man who once looked visibly confused while holding a Best Dance Award for Crooked, because he didn't even dance in it. And now we're running it back like it's a legacy program? Sir, he posed to a beat. Cute concept, but against people who actually danced? It's giving veteran coupon, not choreography. Flashback to when Jisoo's flower got tossed into best choreo like the panel was speedrunning delusion. And mama just kept swinging. They even threw G-Dragon into best choreography as well. What are we
Crazy.
nominating? His aura? The floor
Crazy.
pattern of his shadow clone? Meanwhile J-Hope, a literal movement monster, doesn't land a choreo nod but G-Dragon teleports in because vibes? Let's not even lie to ourselves. These categories were never about dance merit. They're popularity pageants with a sprinkle of arbitrary. This year, they said F the sprinkle, dump the whole discourse bucket. Let's talk about Illit real quick. Jelius is everywhere, every idol, every brand, every TikTok. It was the choreo moment, but mama said no, let's put Cherish in best dance instead. That's not logic. That's gaslighting. Meow out here breaking backs on live stages daily and can't even sniff a nomination while SPA gets a slot for Whiplash. A routine that looked like they practiced once and said good enough? Sorry, but Meow deserved a freaking trophy just for staying employed with hips that overworked. And don't get me started on Yeji. Her solo debut air was choreography nerd heaven, textures, weight shifts, actual technique. It was the one performance that felt like it had a dance director who didn't just scroll Instagram for inspo. But she's nowhere to be found? Girl, what? Some say it has always been about Korean charts, but even that doesn't explain some of their dumb decisions, so call it what it is. Pure rage bait wrapped in a trophy graphic. You don't have to understand their logic because there isn't any. There's only the show's agenda and your timeline's blood pressure. Interesting, right? Sure. If interesting means we all argued for free promo while the panel circled names with a highlighter and hoped nobody noticed the math. I mean, the OST category? Cute trap, lousy cover. Historically Mama's best OST is for television series, period. It's literally defined that way in their own lore.
Right,
Top
and they
soundtrack for a
used the
TV drama,
movie.
the end. So when the nominee list suddenly starts sprinkling in movie cuts like Golden and Soda Pop from that cross-market film project, am I crazy for asking if they stretched the category elastic till it snapped? Multiple outlets list those two under Best OST this year, and neither track is from a Korean TV series. Both are 99% English and the film isn't some K-drama tie-in. That's not bending the rules, that's grabbing them by the throat, drop-kicking the definition and stapling a new one mid-show. And why pull that stunt? Because funneling Golden into OST is the perfect backdoor to Song of the Year. Mama has a long convenient habit. Song of the Year nominees are drawn from the pool of song category nominees. If your track isn't sitting in any of those boxes, it's magically harder to reach the big table. They've literally documented this pipeline before. It's efficient gatekeeping dressed up as process. So yes, shoving Golden into OST reads like priming the Song of the Year ballot. Does Golden deserve Song of the Year? Absolutely. It ate the year, charted like a parasite with a gym membership and turned the public into chorus sing-alongs. But the path they're giving it is shady. You don't widen the lane, you move the lane. This isn't happening in a vacuum either. Mama keeps fiddling with waiting like they're remixing a song mid-set. Every time the raw numbers don't align with the narrative they want on stage, a lever accidentally grows. People have receipts on the timing and it's not subtle. And when you ask didn't they literally bend reality last year too, you're not hallucinating. The Rosie and Bruno APT moment was a whole circus. Pre-taped stage, eligibility side-eye, a trophy handoff that made the rulebook look like a prop. Fans called it out at the time because everyone could smell the clout hunting through the screen. Mama's favorite word is criteria, but the only criterion that never changes is will this make headlines? Back to OST, if we're sticking to what the award has historically meant, movie OSTs don't belong. It's been a K-drama lane forever. If they're expanding it, then announce it and stop acting like we misread. Don't toss film tracks into a TV award just so you can route them toward the Daesang board. Then pretend it's all normal. Also, how are you giving G-Dragon 8 nominations and still not giving Home Sweet Home a single one just so it can't even qualify for Song of the Year? If the rule is only songs that show up in other song categories get auto-dragged into Song of the Year, then it's real easy to block a song by choking it out earlier. That way you don't even have to publicly snub it later. You just quietly make sure it never even gets the chance. And the irony? Home Sweet Home honestly has more real stage choreo than Too Bad. But guess which one Mama's treating like royalty and which one they've got chained outside the big categories like it's on a blacklist? The logic breaks every time you look at it directly. Which is exactly the point. Just rewind to Perfect Night last year. Not saying Lee Seraphim would have won, but they were leading predictions and still tripped over the invisible tripwires Mama builds into its categories. When a show's pattern is announce rules, adjust them, then reinterpret them by showtime, the outcomes stop looking competitive and start looking curated. And yes, before the stands hyperventilate, Golden and APT are the two biggest monsters of the cycle. Song of the Year is a knife fight between them on impact alone. APT dropped late 2024, which hands it a neat eligibility advantage in this award year, while Golden got too big in just a couple of months. That's the honest picture. But instead of letting the metrics do their job, they're duct taping categories to make the optics look neat. Also, has anyone clocked that Lisa didn't get a single nomination? Not one. Interesting. Her album was fully West-focused, yeah, but it's wild that every Blackpink member made the list except her, aka the only Thai member. I'm not saying it's rigged. I'm saying it might be personal. Was it xenophobia? But G-Idol's Minnie and Yuki literally have solo nominations. So what exactly? Yes, her album wasn't K-pop, okay? But since when did Mama suddenly grow a conscience about genre classification? Lisa getting snubbed does make sense if we're strictly talking K-pop. Her whole album rollout screamed Western soloist, English tracks, Western collabs, Western promo, Western everything. The only Korean thing about it was the tears y'all cried when she didn't hit M Countdown. So yeah, it checks out that Mama didn't include her. But that logic only holds up if Mama was being consistent. Spoiler, they're not. Because if Lisa's stuff was too Western to qualify, then explain why we're handing out trophies to fully English songs from other idols who didn't step foot in Korea either. Or why random acts get shoehorned into categories that don't apply. Like how are you gonna say Lisa's album isn't K-pop, and then nominate an AI-generated trash piece for best music video? Jump, I'm looking at you sweetie, it's not about Lisa being excluded. It's about the clownery of pretending Mama is a principled award show with strict eligibility rules. Girl please. Y'all change category definitions like wigs during a Nicki Minaj concert. And while we're here, can someone explain how Blackpink's Jump got a Best MV nod when the AI literally made Rosie look like a cursed wax sculpture in half the frames? I've seen fewer rendering issues in a GTA mod. You blink and Jenny's missing an eyelid. Is this relevant to the eligibility convo? Heck no. I just wanted to talk trash about AI MVs again. Patricia, grab your bag and call the Uber. We're flying to Korea. Mnet, lock your doors, 'cause I'm coming for you.
Oh, we're done. Oh, they're done. Okay, I agreed with everything they said. I just personally could not talk too much on them because, again, she mostly talked about the F side of K-pop, the female side, which I am barely ever on that side. Although I could see, I was also kind of side-eyeing it, but again, I could not really say anything in confidence because I barely know anything that side. So she said it. At least now I know I'm not crazy. I'm surprised she focused on the female side. Does that mean that the male side wasn't that bad? Or did I only hear the female side because I wanted to only hear the female side? I don't know. But most of the things that she said made sense. Yeah, we have known for a while. For a while? Who's we? I'm kidding. I'm not a person who really watches Mama like that. I only really ever watch performances from Mama and hear about the wins after Mama is over. For example, like last year I knew of the Mamas, but they even happened in past. I only heard about them after they passed, that the Mamas happened. This year, for some reason, I actually know when they're gonna happen. Am I gonna watch them? Probably not. I'm probably not gonna tune in. I will tune into the performances of my favorite groups, though. That I will 100% do. I'll probably react to them because y'all will probably want me to react to them. But yeah, I'm not a person who usually focuses that much on Mama. I do know, though, knowing myself, next year I will probably pay more attention, and I feel like I will have a crash out next year because it seems like Mama does not. It's kind of like the Grammys. These award shows are really frustrating. And I will care about it extra. Right now, I don't really care much about it. But next year, I know for a fact that I'll probably care more because of the whole BTS comeback thing. And I feel like a lot of things are going to happen. They're going to do the same things. And I feel like I will pay more attention to K-pop then because my knowledge of K-pop and other groups is kind of growing more and more as time goes by. So like in a year's time, I'll probably know more groups. I'll probably be paying more attention in this industry, and I'll probably have a crash out like everybody else once those nominations drop and the wins. Looking forward to that. But for now, this is it. She's very right. But usually when things are frustrating like this, for me, I tend to just shut them out because sometimes I just feel like it's not worth it, to keep paying attention to something that keeps frustrating you. Like, it's not like I can actually do something about it. Like, I cannot force them to not do this. And they're gonna keep doing it because money, engagement. So if they're gonna keep doing it and I don't like what they're doing, I'm more likely to just not watch. But since I'm kind of entering this thing, I might be forced to actually watch. I don't know though. I will see how I handle it next year. But as for this year, I'm choosing to not pay to not pay too much attention to it, honestly. For this year, I'm just gonna watch the performances. Because I know groups bring it when it comes to Mama performances. That's my favorite part of Mama, honestly, the performances. So, yeah, that's where I stand with this. That is all. Thank you for watching. I will see you next time. Bye.
메리가 나 버리면 나도 막 죽어버릴 거야.
Then die, then. What is he thinking? I don't understand.
아, 어떻게 안 되겠니? 아, 우주한테 들어보니까 너 때문에 다친 거나
No,
마찬가지.
he did not! It was because of himself!
Yeah.
And his actions, he should be in jail.
어? 작업해야 해서.
I don't like her right now. Like, I really don't like her right now. Because she has no right to be saying all of these things. It's not your place. It's not your place. It's not your place.
나 왜 그랬을까요? 나 왜 그랬지?
Oh, bad.
몇 개 꺼낼까요?
예. 그 시기 많이 끄네. 아이고 나 화장실 쪽가 다녀올 때 그 위에 거까지.
어머니!
그네.
어머니!